Bonjour, messieurs, dames. How are we, señores y señoras? Today I'm talking about what life will look like after the split. After the split. What's it going to be like? So I bombarded the emissaries with questions about that. And I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So after the split, I said to the emissaries, after the split, will there be religion? And they said, no, there won't be religion, but there'll be tremendous faith. They said there won't be organized religion like we know it, but there'll be enormous faith. And they said that doesn't mean that everybody's going to have the same faith. They won't. There'll be factions, there'll be ideas, and many groups will have different ideas, but it won't be organized in the same way. And they said what will happen is we'll just start coming together to give thanks, to give praise, just coming together, but not in that horrible, and to do that you've got to follow these 75 rules I'm going to give you. That won't exist. So that'd be nice. So you can't whack a bit of faith. You've got to have faith, as George Michael said. And then I asked them, will there be work? Will we be working? And they said, yes, emphatically. They said, everybody will work. But everybody will work in service to others and also in what brings them joy. They said, because of the work that we'll do, all needs will be met. Everybody's needs will be met. But they said, needs, not the wants of this materialistic society that has been created where we just buy loads of shit because we like buying stuff. What they said is that the work and what we produce will be there to serve our needs. However, because of the way that it will be set up, we won't be focused on all of these unnecessary wants. It's just not part of us. We will fill ourselves with service to others in doing what we do and taking pleasure in everything, in life. We won't need to fill this empty, gaping hole inside of us, this vacuum of I am living a shit life and I'm not happy, so I'm just going to fill myself up with other shit to see if I can get my happiness back. It won't be like that. So everybody's going to have work. And then I said to them, what about politics? What about government? And they said, well, we wouldn't even use that word because government is, governing minds. But they said, politics as you know it won't exist. There will be they said, in fact, in percentage terms, that 95% of everything will be self-governance. That means governance in community. And so they said all of the controls, all of the governance that we need will be done in community, by us. And this very small percentage will be of a governance looking at maybe bigger issues. And they will be networking, maybe country with country, group with group, to share ideas. And they said that the communities that we'll be in will also be connected, will network, because we'll be sharing resources, we'll be sharing ideas, and also support and everything like that. So the vast majority, and they said this 4 years ago, that we would have community rule. We would decide. And I think that's it. But they said, in the split, that isn't going to happen immediately. It's going to be a progress that's going to start with referendum to get that feel of people deciding. And then, because people need to be educated, we don't know how to look after ourselves. We haven't had the opportunity to learn, and we can learn really quickly. It's what the emissaries say all the time. People can learn very quickly when there isn't the propaganda, when there isn't the horrible negative energies that are bringing people down, when everything's promoted well and people are told, hey, look after yourselves. Very soon we can learn to do that. I then asked them, will there be laws? Will laws exist? And they said, not in the way that they exist now. In that timeline, nobody will want to do something bad. Nobody will want to to do anything that might harm somebody. So they said the rule that everybody will live by is the golden rule, which is do unto others as you would have them do to you. Yeah, love your neighbour as you love yourself. And because we'll all be loving ourselves, because we'll be working in our bliss, we'll be achieving, we'll be in service to others, we'll be filled with love. And so we'll love other people the way that we love ourselves, and that'll be very beautiful. Of course, there will be some, I would imagine, rules, like guidelines, I suppose, of this is how you do these things. However, I think they'll be very limited because we are capable, we are more than capable of understanding what's the correct thing and what isn't the correct thing. I think it's going to be an ongoing process. Of course it's going to be an ongoing process. I know. So it's going to be something that maybe at the beginning there might be more rules and regulations that people should follow, and as time goes on, people just will learn what the right thing to do is. It'll be a knowing. And then I said to them, because I keep asking them this, will I see this? Will I see it? And they said, you'll see the front end of this, in this body, in this life. You'll see the front end. They said, but we want to tell you that it's going to be a bumpy ride at the beginning. There's going to be trouble at mill. Okay? There's going to be a bit of argy-bargy. They said, because what's happening is people are coming from a different paradigm, a selfish paradigm, service to self, and they're going to have to shift over to service to others. And although the people who are in the shift, the people who are on our path, are naturally led to be like that. You know, we have a propensity for service to others. However, there's going to be some education that's going to have to happen. And for all of these things to happen, it's such an enormous paradigm shift for us that at the beginning they say it will be bumpy, it'll be difficult. However, because, as I mentioned before, they were saying because of the energy shift that we'll feel, and because there won't be the horrible propaganda that's constantly pitting one group against another, all of that's gone, then suddenly we're going to very quickly unite and be one and have that one outlook. In my mind, I can see that humankind can be changed within 1 to 3 months. Habits, behaviors, beliefs, values, everything can be changed in a very short space of time if the environment is right. The environment is definitely not right at the moment. But when we get there, I think it'll be so positive that people will learn very, very quickly. And you know, it's a fundamental part of who we are. We learn really quickly. We learn bad habits really quickly, and we learn good habits really quickly. Imagine when the entire structure of this world is designed to reinforce good, to reinforce doing good to others, helping yourself, taking care of yourself, taking care of others. It's just, it's mind-blowing. I talk about it, and sometimes I feel it as well, but it's so far away from what we've got that it's sometimes hard to get your head around exactly what that would be. However, as the emissary said, I am going to have the privilege of seeing the front end. So, wonderful, I'm going to see the argy-bargy, but I would guess that the argy-bargy, the bumpy ride that we're going to see, won't be anything like what we've had. I think this will be another level of, it might be frustrating, you know, and you're like, well, why can't we just all see as one person? Why can't we all have the same mentality? I think that's the kind of frustration that we'll see. Not, I wonder if the government wants to kill me. I wonder whether I am safe to drink this water. I wonder whether eating this food might cause me inaudible damage. I wonder whether that film is going to be filled with propaganda and subliminal messages. I wonder if it's safe to go into town today. And things like that. Like what we have in this particular world that we live in. So it's going to be beautiful, I think. It's going to be beautiful. And we're all going to, well, hopefully, unless you're like 120 at the moment, then maybe you won't see the front end, but we're all going to have a chance of seeing this. So how do you feel about it? Are you excited? Do you think that the emissaries are telling the truth? Or do you think they're making it up just to make us all feel better? Who knows? I get the sense that this is going to happen. That's the sense that I get. And the emissaries have never faltered in talking about this. They've been very focused on now, the Great Awakening. But now I notice that their theme is pushing forward now. It's like, yeah, the Great Awakening, yeah, this is happening, but we need to prepare for this. So it's kind of their focus is moving. So that means that we must be moving forward and getting through this. Who knows? I'd like to hear your comments in the comments. I love you all and I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.